Hello and welcome to more match analysis with facts heavy enough to give you back paralysis. We're going to go ahead and get into this one. Wreckonized000 Rocket Raccoon player, and he's really good. He actually was one of the people that discovered some of the main loops for Thanos, which you've just seen. I mean, day one we had palm breaker loops, but these loops right here are the actual better combos in my opinion. They do more damage. I think. Could be wrong about that. Oh yeah, so... Okay. That's a good point about this matchup, actually, because one thing that fucking Nemesis is going to be relying on, is the DP. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't have invincibility the whole time. So if you're going to do that, and then active switch, especially because you think that it's going to work, it doesn't matter because the trap is active a lot longer than the amount of invincibility frames you have, so... Also, that throw is a really good throw, actually. I mean that was like 40% that he doesn't have access to now. This is definitely looking great for Wreckonized as opposed to JakoMan. That said, that's going to be the way to start it. Open him up with a not cross up. That looks really awkward to get that combo to work. I wouldn't know. Yeah, so... Okay, that was really smart from Wreckonized here. So the thing about this is... Active switch always brings you from the direction that your opponent is facing. And right now this is considered facing like this way, like to the left. But it's kind of hard to tell in that situation because if you would have been like a few pixels rotated, you know, it would have been this direction that was like the right that was considered you know, valid. So Wreckonized here actually like jumps out. That's how you play Marvel. Stop trying to block and start trying to run. I like that attempt on the command grab, but it's Nemesis's command grab. What are you gonna do? It's not great. This is definitely gonna be some kind of disgusting setup. Okay, I said it was gonna be a disgusting setup. I didn't say literally. Because he says disgusting. Notice that Wreckonized likes to jump back at the start a lot, which is a good opener versus Ghost Rider. At least JakoMan's Ghost Rider, I would say, because you don't want to have to deal with that 50-50. That constant mix-up. Nemesis time stoning around. That was a good bust out. Because that was a great timing for that, because there's no trap on the ground. Nothing like that. Ooh. I didn't know that. I know you can hit the traps off the ground, but if you saw there, he actually hit the trap with the chain from like full screen. And got rid of it. That's pretty cool. That was a good setup. I actually like that setup a lot. Because he hit from the front. Not as a cross-up, so that was actually like... I would have not blocked that, personally. Gets the hit, but then just doesn't confirm, but not that it matters. He gets the confirm now. How are you gonna hit the hit and then not confirm it? Oh my... That's... That mix-up, though... Going for the palm breaker loops, which is not necessarily something I see Wreckonized do a lot. I feel like they have to do pretty good damage still compared to the normal loops because it's literally all heavies. Also, I feel like this combo is not going to work properly because of the Oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad. And he gets a happy birthday with that combo, but doesn't finish it. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, so that's a thing. Nemesis, JakoMan's Nemesis will always tag after that, which makes sense. I mean, you're putting on a projectile. So, recognized this. But anyways, and he used the parry. So, right here, he actually gets the combo off, but then he forces a counter switch. Not that he did, because he dropped the combo, but whatever. Yeah, go ahead and put him in the box. Nemesis doesn't really have... he doesn't really have any anti-box stuff. But not only that, but like, look at this health. That's a lot of health that could be coming back. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it all. Yeah, and you notice that... Hold on, I didn't even point this out, but... He literally does the parry and then tags because he is over here spamming jump HK. So, get wrecked. That's a call-out. Like, you need to know when you're being too predictable and when you're being ham. Because those two things can be the same. Like, I'm all for going ham, but you gotta know when the right moment is, in my opinion. Also, that's super. Can we talk about how annoying it is? It's got infinite hits of hyper armor, so you can't hit it out. And by the way, I've tested it. You can't throw it either, as far as I know. Hold on. Whoa, what was that setup? He actually used the last hit of the super, which no one uses, for Rocket Raccoon, to get that extended juggle, which is pretty cool. That's a good idea. That's the kind of thing I like about this game, though, honestly, is just... Oh, boy, you got hit by 0-frame command grab. But anyways, the thing I like about this game, though, is the fucking creativity you get for stuff like that. If you are a creative person, you're going to do well at this game. At least in training mode. Yeah, and Rocket Raccoon pressure in the box is obviously outmatched. Like, everyone knows how this works, but... Well, that was actually a good snipe from full screen, too. All these angles that the Rocket Raccoon player is cutting off are not... Like, it looks pretty hard to approach as Ghost Rider, because he doesn't really have an air dash. He doesn't have a double jump. You know, he doesn't really have any good mobility options. He has that. Oh, and that's gonna win. Wasn't holding back. But other than that, like, you don't really have any way to get in except for just raw patience and fundamentals. I don't like that setup, to be perfectly honest. Well, I don't even want to call it a setup in this case. He waited so long to do the active switch, and now he doesn't get a mix-up. It doesn't matter. He opens them up the old-fashioned way, but also, this is just my opinion, but like Nemesis Ghost Rider is kind of a shitty team because Nemesis and Ghost Rider both have level 3 command grab supers, and you can't combo into command grabs, so that means that this team can never ever cash out with level 3 damage. Not to mention, I mean, what is Ghost Rider really doing for Nemesis? I can understand, like, Dormammu Nemesis if you decide you want to play Nemesis. What is Ghost Rider really there for? Like, what is he doing? Oh, you know, about the approach thing, I guess he could have been using Time Stone. That's actually a good point. I think Nemesis is a decent character. I don't think Ghost Rider is a good character. Also, good mix-up. Yeah, I don't think Ghost Rider is an amazing character because he does, like, first of all, his combos are awkward, but whatever. Black Widow's combos are awkward, and she's really good in my opinion. But, like, again, he doesn't really do anything. Like, what is it that Ghost Rider does that no other character in the game does? You know what I mean? Nothing. Whereas, like, Dante, the ultimate example of a good character in this game, I mean, I don't think anyone would disagree with that at this point. That is death. But yeah, Dante has the best restand in the game. He has some of the best neutral. You know, he has an air dash and a double jump, etc., etc. Need to go on. Ghost Rider doesn't have anything. I mean, that super is amazing. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Because it has gaps in it. Like, actually, let me go back here real quick. Right about right here, there's a gap. And so when you do, that's why he uses the time stone thing. Whenever you use time stone, it actually will cross you up because there's a gap there. So it's actually an amazing super for that. And you can't jump up to avoid it either because you're going to get clipped for up hacking. That was an interesting combo trade. That was definitely a reset attempt. He just didn't have the meter. Or, I mean, he fucked it up. I mean, because look at this. Look at watch what Nemesis does. Right about here. That's a setup that he likes to use. It's actually a 50-50 because you do that, and then you whiff cancel it. But yeah, he fucked it up. But you whiff cancel it, and and then into command grab, and then you command grab. Nobody ever expects it. When they see a move like a strike on screen, the natural reaction is to down back. So that was definitely what he tried to go for there. I've seen him use that setup before. I will say Ghost Rider's ability to fight from inside the box is pretty decent. That's for sure. That's not a super though. Or, I mean, a DP. I didn't expect it to work, actually. This might kill. Well, no, it's not gonna kill because he doesn't have time storm. Doesn't matter though. This is gonna kill. Yeah, see, I feel like Wreckonized with Rocket is liking to be in the air for most of these starts. That's definitely something that you can abuse with this team, with Ghost Rider Nemesis. And yeah, this setup is going to be nasty. We all know how nasty this set. Oh, wow. That was a new layer. I haven't seen that layer yet. I thought that was overhead, too. Okay. I like that. Whoop. Come on, frame advance. Look. That hitbox is nowhere near Rocket Raccoon right now. So he just punches him. And by the way, that combo to where you get a second ground spike but then still combo after it is actually kind of hard in my opinion. It's not the hardest thing, you just gotta time it, but it's awkward. Then again, it's weird that I find that hard, but then I do like Arthur loops fine. Priorities, I guess. That was actually, that was an amazing decision. Because look, hold on, actually, let me go back a little bit. So, Thanos is still in the air. He's really high in the air, actually, because of that juggle. And he gets put in the box immediately. And he recognizes that he's going to be falling down at a certain rate. So he just does the super that goes at a certain angle. Here's the correct angle. Because I don't think, OTG wouldn't have worked there. I don't know. I mean, the bust out was fine. It didn't get punished, but I don't know if I agree with it, to be honest. Like, you could see him in the air. It was definitely overhead. Might have been cross up, but then again, it won the round, so it's a good decision if you win. All decisions are good decisions if you win the game. Yeah, I don't know if you should step on that. Also, shoutouts to characters who could just straight up combo off their overhead. I'm sorry, Monster Hunter. Ryu. You will be remembered in peace. I actually really like that setup too. I've actually been watching JakoMan for a long time, and he doesn't use a lot of new setups. He uses a lot of the same one over and over again, because nobody labs it out, except for me for some reason. I'm sure there are other people who actually care, but like I'm just saying, nobody labs out Nemesis Ghost Rider. Oh, okay, Ghost Rider, yeah. Ghost Rider from the box is good at fighting, especially because of that super with the bike. I mean, I was just thinking earlier because of the whips and stuff, but like, no, actually, the bike completely nullifies the box. I guess that's important. Like, here's my thing. Yeah, if you're one of these weirdos who plays a character because you just like the character, like Arthur or some shit, I don't know, at least try to pick a character that, like, synergizes with them. I don't think Nemesis and Ghost Rider synergize in this game. The only reason he's playing them is because they were good in Marvel 3 together. That's a totally different game. Active Switch is, like, not even like any other Marvel game ever. It drops the combo, which is very unfortunate, because I was going to kill Nemesis. And he loses Thanos, too, so the ultimate momentum switch. That combo's actually awkward as hell at the time, by the way. Not that that matters. Yeah. See what? Okay, look, it finally came to into play. He jumped into the air like I knew he was going to, and he gets anti-aired immediately. JakoMan does have good reads. Not that it was a hard read at that point. Especially if you're jumping up forward, you're not blocking. So why are you doing that? Yeah, like, look at that setup. That setup's actually nasty. Because once you're in it, there's not really a whole lot you can do, and there are actual, like, unblockable setups with that. And I don't mean hard to blockable. They're mainly reserved for training mode, though. And use the bike super again, which is that really good pressure, because you can just keep going left and right. Like, you can get left and right mix-ups, I should say. Yeah, I don't feel like Nemesis has nearly as good of a box pressure. Or, I mean, a box presence. As Ghost Rider, even. That trap that's like... Yeah, I was going to say. That trap right here is perfectly spaced to counter time surge. Because, like, a time surge is going to land you right here, right as the invincibility frames wear off. So, that's actually very good spacing to put that. He gets a conversion off of it. Yeah, actually, this is an important thing that I want to bring up too. So he's in block stun, and yes, you can cancel block stun. You cancel out a block stun into storm, which is pretty nasty, but whatever. Fuck it. I don't recommend it though, because you are invincible now. You're not taking this block string, and you can't move for a certain amount of frames. So that means that Wreckonized is going to use the time to go for a mix-up, and he gets it. You basically, whenever you use Time Storm like that, or not Time Storm, but any storm out of any form of block stun, you're gonna. I mean, you're literally just opening yourself up to get mixed, whereas before you were fine. See, he jumped again. He jumped back this time. I don't know why he's opting for that every time. It's very predictable. And I imagine that if he keeps going for that, hold on. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. That had like 6 hits of armor. But anyways. I forget what I was talking about, but we got Wreckonized going in again. I feel like, in all honesty, this team is mainly Rocket Raccoon. Like, Rocket Raccoon goes in, gets the hit, and then, like, gets Thanos into a situation. Like, either uses Thanos to get the damage and then set up for Rocket Raccoon to do a mix-up, or the other way around, but it's much less scary when Thanos is in my opinion. Does have command grab, very good command grab. Wow, hold up. That setup was not legal. Look at this. He crosses him up, and you can see he's facing right, so he's on the other side. But then he uses Time Storm, which puts him behind him again, so he actually didn't cross up. That was nasty. Also, that's always fun to see the parry with, because you're actually too far away.
I'm gonna beat the living flarg out of you. Get it. What is it?
Yep, you gotta take the 50-50. He gets opened up by 2 different 50-50s, and then finally gets level 3.
And here's Rocket. Ain't no thing like me except me. What is it?
Good use of Time Surge to get out there, but I would have, if I was recognized, I would have been scouting that out. I mean, if that's of course what you do as a Time Surge player. What else would you do? Especially against Rocket Raccoon, who only has ground traps. Rocket Raccoon doesn't really control the air that much, except for like from full screen, because he has good zoning like in that kind of angle. But other than that, you really got to be scouting that kind of thing out. Good shit, good shit. I don't know if I like this situation right here. Regardless, though, this is going to be a mix-up. Can you get it? He went for the an interesting version, an interesting level of that layer that beats up back, but I would have just went for like some standard stuff. Honestly, like, one thing about this game, in my opinion, and any game like this, actually, is that the amount of mix-ups are insane, and there are mix-ups that beat you, like, basically, this is how layers work. Let me pause for a second. You have a mix-up, okay? Think of this square in the background as the mix-up, okay? You can now... like, your opponent can block it or whatever, know about it, whatever. There's the mix-up. Now, you know about the mix-up, so you go to a different layer. This is a different mix-up. This mix-up does not work on a person who doesn't know about this mix-up. In other words, it'd be like doing a cross-up and then going back to the same side. No one's gonna, like, everyone's gonna block that if they don't know about the setup, because that's the way you block, is hold back, right? But it's a layer 2. Whereas this is layer 1, you know, that's layer 2. That's how I feel like that's how this game works. And where was it? I forget where it was exactly, but he went for the anti-air command grab in a situation where he couldn't really go for it because the opponent's not going to know about that. It's not going to work on them because they're not ready for dealing with the first part. That's why you gotta insert the first layer first. That's why it's called the first layer, actually. That's gonna chip. Well, I didn't think he was gonna be able to get time surge or jump out in time surge, but now that he has, let's just say that this is a good position for JakoMan. I think Ghost Rider's pressure and time storm is actually pretty good. He doesn't really have he doesn't have an overhead, but he does have an amazing command grab. Also, yeah, let's talk about something real quick. I think he already did it. So what happened here? They both did like storm at the same time. But in general, if you see a flash and you start holding down a button that like one single button press, it could be like 2 buttons at the same time, that's fine, but it can't be like down, forward, something. If you hold that and then release it as soon as the super ends, you'll actually get it immediately on frame 1. Which is what happened there, I think. They might have started at the same time, but that's one way you can get out of certain things without having to have amazing timing. I mean, that was an interesting choice to go for that at that time, because that was the round if he lost. But he got it, so he won. That wasn't even a mix-up either, that was just a thing. I've always loved that combo. It just looks really cool. I think he didn't realize he was in hit stun, so he went for the mix-up, and then he just comboed, like, very inoptimal combo for that situation. Yeah. Okay. But see, like, he went for it again, and he was right, but it's Nemesis command grab, so it's terrible. Oh my god, that move sucks so much. I'm so sorry, Nemesis players. And they're like, we know, we know. I don't know if it was a good idea to box him there. I mean, it wasn't a particularly bad idea, but I mean, he's on the bike. Like, you're not going to be using the space storm for much. Like, I get it. Most of the time, that's a good way to punish someone if you're using a super, because then they can't tag. But that super is plus on block. Yeah, I was going to say time storm around that, and that's a free punish. Maybe even happy birthday, but not in this case. That was a bad time to... Yeah, that was a really bad time to counter switch, because now first of all, you just lost Thanos, and you still got damaged on Rocket Raccoon. Okay, yeah, see what I mean? That was the mix-up he was going for earlier. He tried to cancel that into whiff, but he accidentally did it on hit. I actually like that he pulled him into the trap using Space Stun. That's pretty cool. Just straight up lands in it, and he's gonna eat the entire. He's gonna lose the entire round. Maybe not. Yeah, definitely not. Well then. Overall, I mean, that was 10-0, wasn't it? Jesus. Recognized, bro. I don't know. Overall, I want to say, I feel like JakoMan played much better neutral. Not that that's not what's going to happen with this team, but he played much better neutral, but then also whenever he went in, he actually had all these weird layers and, like, setups. But Thanos Rocket Raccoon player Recognized kind of fell short on that. Like, he had some cool stuff like the command grab and the overhead setup, but he didn't really have anything like nasty, multiply layered mix-up setups. He didn't have anything like that. And then not only that, but then like whenever... Well, no, I was going to say, whenever Nemesis got damage or Ghost Rider, you know, they confirmed for like a lot of damage into setup. For Wreckonized, though, it was mainly just the damage, and then there wasn't enough setups that were, like I said, that were like multiply layered, in my opinion. That's how I feel like this match went. Do I have any other thoughts on this match so far? Or not so far, but in general. I feel like Rocket Raccoon super bodies Nemesis because first of all, he's a big character, so you can get a lot of mix-ups on him that you can't get normally, but then since he is big though, he stands on the traps like a fucking champ. You're not gonna like you could put like traps with like awkward spacing so that the amount of space in between the trap is not enough to stand. And you have just cut off a lot of the screen for him. And then not only that, but he's bad versus zoning as well, in some circumstances. So in general, though, I feel like this is in Wreckonized's favor if he played the matchup correctly, but I don't think he did. Not that anyone really at this point knows exactly how Ghost Rider works. Enough people to know how Nemesis works because of Emo Rar. But yeah. If you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it, please consider dropping a like or something, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.